Just checking for public.
Uh-huh.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. We don't have anything for public forum. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our public hearing and our regular meeting on March 18th. Does anyone have any corrections? If not, could I have a motion to accept the minutes from both of those meetings?
I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on communications, we have a request from the Little League.
Yep, a request from Danielle Boudreau on behalf of the Green Island Little League to hold a tag day on Friday, April 19th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Troy Green Island Bridge and also Tibbetts and Cohoes intersections. They have been provided the guidelines already.
Okay. And they're gonna have their vests and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay. They've got a lot of things going on up there, so they can use all the help that they can get, so, and they know that the kids can't go on the road or anything else, it has to all be adults, so Maggie's giving them good briefings on that. Could I have a motion to approve the request?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the approval of claims. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? Anthony's always eager to answer. If not, could I have a motion to pay the bills?
Joe, did you have a question?
I'll make a motion. I'll second. No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is this monthly report by the treasurer. Everyone has a copy. We're staying pretty well under budget on most things, aren't we, Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Any questions? If not, could I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the police activity report. Everyone has a copy. Could I have a motion to accept?
Alan, I just have a question. I was looking over. Is the front page and back page, the numbers are supposed to be the same? I was trying to follow it and seeing a little different. Maybe I'm not following correctly. Like assault and criminal mischief, the numbers were different on both sides. And maybe I'm misreading it. That's what I didn't understand. Like if you look on one side, the assault for March, there's nothing. And on the other side, assault there was 3. And the numbers at the bottom, and I never caught it before. I was just wondering if am I missing something? And there was a couple other things. There was criminal mischief was 0, and that was different.
Yeah, we can check, we can check with Chief Parker on that, but I see what you're saying.
Because the total on one side was 26, and the total on the other side was 30.
Right. So they're missing.
And they're not exactly the same, but you know, like the similarity was the assault, like criminal mischief.
Well, the first one is just reports taken, I think, and then the
Right.
second one is the actual charges.
Charges, right.
I'm sorry, say it again.
The front is just the reports that they take,
Right.
what the call was.
Right.
That's how many calls they make, but the back is what the charges actually are.
So one's just a call, one's the charges.
I believe so. Because the numbers never match up. There's always more
Exactly.
there's always
Exactly.
more on the front,
Yeah.
On the call.
on the calls, but there's not as many charges afterwards.
That's why I didn't understand. Okay.
Okay?
All right, if that's the case.
Okay, so then you can make the approval for the police activity report.
If that's the case, I'll make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the fire department report for March of 2024. Everyone has a copy? Can we have a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the monthly report of the Parking Violations Bureau. Everyone has a copy. Could I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion.
Also.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? and it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign the CDPHP renewal for June 1st of 2024, and it will have a rate increase of 13.6%. I think everybody here was present for the presentation, but does anyone have any questions on that? If not, could I have a motion to authorize me to sign the renewal?
Make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign the MVP renewal for June 1st, and that only has an increase of
Yeah.
7.5. 7.5 seems
Yeah.
bad until you look at the 13.6. Anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to authorize me to sign the renewal?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing me to sign the Anthem Empire Vision renewal for June 1st, and there's no rate change. Could we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Yes, make the motion.
We got a first and a second there?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of adopting a resolution establishing the standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and appointed officials as mandated by the New York State Retirement. You're on, Meg.
Yeah, so basically, and Michelle can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is a new requirement for newly elected?
No,
Go
it
ahead.
just, it's for all newly elected, but it wasn't done the first time he was elected. So once you do it, then you're good for like 10, 15 years.
Perfect.
So,
What do you mean?
As far as justifying time, so his time as a, everyone's
As-
time as a trustee factors into your overall, New York
Retirement.
State retirement, time accrued. So, basically, it's like a calendar of time, so, you know,
You keep a record of activity for 3 months. You
Exactly.
did it, you did it back when you were first elected.
So now here, okay,
Go
can I,
ahead.
Mhm.
may I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, so we just got paid,
Yep.
okay, now, on my, there was nothing that New York State Retirement took out.
Right, because you don't have to contribute anymore
You're
because
correct,
of
yeah.
your tier.
Tier.
So you don't contribute.
Okay, because I meant to call somebody on that after we got the email from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
you-
alright.
It's based on your tier, so
Alright.
you don't have to contribute.
Alright, I didn't know, I'm not
you're
good
not
with
gonna
that.
get much of
Yeah.
anything anyway.
I'm not good with that, no.
She's been in it for a long time, so she's
Yeah,
got
but,
some.
but the percentage of what you get on
Right,
that, you
yeah.
know, it's basically a monthly meeting, and
Yeah.
How long have you been mayor?
I'm in my 22nd year.
So then I took your spot,
Yeah.
so that's how long I've been
Yeah.
a trustee. So I didn't
That's
realize, how that worked.
Yep.
Thank you, sorry.
So you might have about 6 months in the retirement system.
$6?
That's you.
Do we do a resolution on that one yet? Or do
We need a motion.
Could I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to enter into a grant disbursement agreement with the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York for grant funding in the amount of $250,000.
Yes, so this is a DASNY grant, this is, I spoke about this in the budget presentation, this is, the funding that, through John McDonald's office, we were able to secure for the, fire engine truck apparatus, I can't remember.
Apparatus.
Yes, apparatus I think is the correct term, but this, funding amount would go towards the overall cost of that.
And can we, how much was that truck again?
$539,000,
And we did that 2 years
2
ago.
years
like,
ago.
Am I correct?
yes.
So now you think that that's gonna be coming soon, sooner than later?
So it was a 2-year, contract on delivery. So per contract, the truck has to be to us by April 1 of 2025.
Right.
That, when we first ordered it, the trucks were going up $73,000 a day. So we locked in at that price. There were inventory issues as far as building it, but I think that's since moved along a little bit, so there is, our sales rep has said there is a possibility that we'll get it before year end this year.
Because Troy, Cohoes, and Green Island are all getting the same kind of engine.
Around the same
And
time, yeah.
everybody was ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
So hopefully that falls on us too, and
Yes,
we get it sooner.
Cause I remember when Matt was here, he's the one that came and did the
correct,
Yeah.
presentation.
yeah.
It's any vehicles, but fire truck was even longer than the
Yes.
other ones, but
Yeah.
how, I don't, you
Our
guys
police
are.
vehicle's been over a year, I think.
Yeah.
We put that, and there, you know, it's all new way of doing it, you can, you know, you order it, but you're, like, when the police vehicle comes out, we have like the right of first refusal, if we want it, great, it's ours, but if we don't want it, then it goes to somebody else. But you have to, at least you get a hold on it,
Oh.
to say that, yes, we want it, and then you don't have to go into a contract or pay for it until upon, you know, delivery, when it's on site, and we actually lock it.
But the price was already agreed upon.
But the price stays the same, yeah, you lock in at that price.
And they're in such short demand, they don't care if you refuse it, cause they got 12 people waiting in
Somebody
line to
else will
take it,
take
so
it.
it's
Exactly.
not a problem for them. So could I have a motion to, authorize me to enter into the grant disbursement agreement?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of setting the annual presentation of the MS4 for Monday, May 20th. Maybe I'll have, make sure my plane is late.
That'll be shorter than the budget hearing, Roger.
Because we're required to do this every year, and Maggie makes it briefer than Sean does. So can we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of adopting the proposed budget for the fiscal year for 2024-2025 for the Village General Fund, the Water Fund, the Sewer Fund, and the Section 8 Fund. We can approve them all at once, can't we, Joe? Joe?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We can
I
approve
thought
them
I
all at
thought
once.
I could approve the DESNY thing, because I had an email that I had to
Oh.
do
Oh, yeah.
electronically. So,
We could do all 4 of them at the same time, the budgets, right?
yes.
Unless anybody has an objection to any of them.
No,
If
I
not-
do have a question though.
Okay.
And now with the, I'll wait for afterwards. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. Could we have a motion to adopt the proposed budgets?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. You wanna ask your question now?
So my question is how much of a, can we have in the reserve fund as a village and or a town, or both?
It's a percentage of,
Yeah, what's the
Isn't it?
percentage, do you know?
Not off the top of my head, I'm sorry.
That's all right, I was just
I can look
wondering.
into it for you though.
I was just wondering like what the percentage of our,
Yeah, I know there's more in our accounts than actually reserves, so.
right,
You mean the
well, I
fund
mean,
balance, or are you talking about the actual cash?
no, in our like fund balance.
It's usually 10% of your
your overall
overall
budget.
budget.
Oh, 10%.
And we're audited every year, and they will tell you if you have too much money in there.
Yeah,
So it was funny, I just listened to Hochul, and she said the state, their reserve, they like to have a reserve of 15%. And I grant you, that's $237
I'm pretty sure ours is.
billion
You can have-
dollars.
I think you can have at least 10%, but I think you can go over.
Oh, okay.
You have to have at least 10 in reserve.
Yeah, to
be
keep
over.
everything,
Yeah, you could be over though.
But if
You
you
could be
have,
over.
if you have what the auditors consider too
Too
much
much.
in there, you can't do a tax increase if you've got too much money in
Correct.
your reserve.
You gotta
Gotcha.
You gotta use your fund balance towards your expenses or,
before, okay,
yeah.
alright. I wasn't, I was like, it's gotta be almost maybe the same if, I didn't know if we were, the municipalities were, less, you know.
Next is consideration of the monthly recap as submitted by the GIPA DPW crew. I said in our last meeting, we've got a lot of projects going on, but the guys did a great job on moving those big poles up in the Payne Street Park to the other side of the road so that, you know, if we got people driving in through there, we don't want them ramming into a pole, so they did it, and we're gonna keep that part lit all night long, so that'll be good.
They've
And
been
they-
doing a lot of work.
They've been busy, yeah.
Yes.
And we just had a department head meeting the other day, and they got a lot more on their
Yeah.
plate too, so. Could I have a motion to accept their monthly recap?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Does anyone have any other business? Got anything you wanna get off your chest?
No, that was it.
So nothing for the board forum, other than to just say, you know, Maggie and Anthony and everybody did a great job
They did.
on the budget. So, our next meeting is Monday, May 20th at 6:20. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Thank you very much, everyone.